To be honest, growing up, I was a much bigger basketball fan. Um, I was a big NBA fan. Um, and I remember watching the 2010 World Cup, and that was the year Shakira had the Waka Waka song. We had to sing that in middle school and in French class for some reason. Yeah, we sung that in French class. We were all like,
it ain't even French.
Yeah, I know, but we sung it in French class.
Oh, I gotta go talk to Orange County Schools real quick.
To Madam McMahon.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Friend Zone, the only friend zone where there's a solution to get out of it. This is Rush Hour 4. I'm your host, Chris Tucker, and on my right is Jackie Chan. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
We're just kidding. I'm Kojo, and this is my roommate, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, everyone. My name is Thad. I'm Kojo's roommate. Currently in my last semester of grad school here at UNCG. In case you didn't know, we're in Greensboro, North Carolina. And most importantly, I'm the first guest on the show. And I'm excited to be here and looking forward to being on it plenty of more times.
Yes, yeah. This is the pilot, you know what I'm saying? He thinks this is going up as the first episode. Nah, I'm joking. I got too many jokes. Yeah, this is the first episode. This is my first guest, of course, and it's more than an honor to have my own roommate. He thinks I had no other choice.
He didn't. I live 10 feet away from him, so.
Yeah. I guess he does have a point.
There would have been problems if I wasn't the first one.
Not really. Anyways, tell the people how you got here to Greensboro, how you got from went from the triangle to the triad.
Yeah. I see what you did there. But like I said, I'm in my last semester of grad school here at UNCG. I'm originally from Chapel Hill, go Heels. But I spent a few years living in Texas before that. I met Kojo when I actually went to UNCG for grad school, for undergrad as well. And I actually met Kojo during my senior year of undergrad. We both lived in the same apartment complex, and this was during COVID too. I started going to the gym that year because there was really nothing to do during COVID.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, and so I went to the gym one day and I saw Kojo, and I'm a big soccer fan. I'm a fan of Chelsea, and I saw that he was wearing the team shirt. So one day I just struck up a conversation with him, and next thing you know, we're both here on the pilot episode.
Facts. And why do you always have to say it's a shirt instead of a jersey? You always have to specify,
I don't think you were wearing a jersey, man. I remember exactly what you were wearing.
Yeah.
I have good memory. It was the gray shirt with the big fat Chelsea logo.
Yeah. Shout out my boy Gustavo. He got it from me. But yeah, it's funny. We met at the gym during the pandemic, and we didn't even get to see each other's faces until like maybe 3 to 6 months later.
That was crazy. Yeah. You were not. I didn't expect you to. I don't know. Like, you never know how someone's gonna look without their mask on.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what I was expecting you to look like, but I just didn't expect you to look like this. I don't know how to explain it.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means, but it's just. I mean, you probably thought I looked You probably thought I looked different anyways.
Nah, that's true. Yeah. It's always, it's hard to determine how people look like. Just from their nose up.
Yeah, it's like you could think a girl's cute, right? With her mask on, and then she doesn't have it on, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Bro, that's so relatable,
Put it back
man.
on.
I literally shot my shot at this girl during the pandemic, and I had only seen her mask, and I'm not gonna lie, other parts of her figure drew me to her, but after the pandemic, when she finally took, and let me not say after the pandemic, because I believe we're still in the midst of it, but things are returning back to normal. She took her mask off, and I was like, yo, I shouldn't have even wasted my time trying to chase her. Not to say she was ugly, but she definitely wasn't my type. So it goes to show, people definitely appear differently with their mask. Yeah, you get mask fished. That's a tongue twister in itself. So we didn't even get to see how each other looked until a few months later. But we started hanging out, especially when the pandemic rules started to line up a little bit, started going out, and now we're roommates.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have anything to
Crazy.
add to the story?
I mean, no, no, not really.
Okay.
We just that's pretty much it. You summed it up. You summed it up very
Yeah.
well. Um, I mean, for the most part, I feel like we're still doing the same things we did when we first met.
Yeah.
Going to the gym, watching Chelsea play. Just,
For sure.
I mean, we're both driven individuals, I would say. So
Uh-huh.
we both have our own things to do, our own things to take care of. But then like we'll always have time to like hang out with each other.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I like that because it's you're an ideal roommate, Kojo. So
Hey,
I
I
appreciate
appreciate that. I
that.
appreciate that, man.
Because I know we both had some bad experiences with previous roommates. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
it's nice to have someone like minded.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I'll be honest, I don't think I've had any horrible experiences with roommates, but you're probably one of the better ones, because we have a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
I can't say all the roommates I've had in the past, we've had similarities. So, definitely, it's been a great time rooming with you, but fortunately, we're not going to be rooming with each other too long,
Oh
man.
man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We might be in the same area, but
Yeah,
not
that's true.
roommates.
That is true. That is true, man. I mean, in a few months, you're going to be leaving Greensboro, leaving the state, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
For work,
For work.
and you might be in the same state, in the same metropolitan area
Yeah,
for
yeah.
medical
I
school.
won't disclose all that
Yeah.
information,
So,
but
you know,
mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, what do you feel like the next few months, you're looking forward to the most?
oh man, for me, like I said, I went to undergrad here. I'm in grad school. I've been here like, bro, I've been here the past
Yeah.
7 years. Um, my friends there, I had friends in undergrad who transferred out a couple of years
Mm-hmm.
after starting, or like people who got sick of Greensboro
Yeah.
just after a couple of years. And for me to be here 6 years, I feel like I've gone through like the whole cycle of like what it is, how things go for a young person living in Greensboro. It's like at first you hate it, you resent it, then like you're like, okay, it's what you make it, and then you eventually appreciate it, but then you're like, okay, I gotta leave it for a little bit. And I'm at that stage where I feel like I need to leave. So that's the main thing I'm looking forward to. Is just a fresh new start, moving to a much bigger, major metropolitan area,
For sure.
and just starting fresh. Starting fresh. I don't like to be complacent. So I want to I want to start new challenges, meet new people, and start a brand new life elsewhere. Even though I've come to appreciate Greensboro over time, but I'm really looking forward to a new start.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah. Feel free to ask me questions about this.
yeah. Yeah, man. How have your experience in Greensboro been? Because you've been here a couple of years too, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
4.
I've been here, yeah. I think at the end of this summer it would be 4 years since I've been here. I mean, it'll be a little bit shorter since we're gonna be moving away
Yeah.
in before the summer, but yeah, 4 years is a decent time to get used to a city and I guess get a grasp of what the city entails or the metro area
Yeah.
entails. As you know, we're in the Triad, and you got Winston-Salem,
Piedmont Triad.
Greensboro, Piedmont Triad, yeah, to be specific, as the major cities. But you have smaller towns such as High Point, your Kernersville,
McLeansville.
huh?
McLeansville.
Yeah, that too. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of niche spots here in Greensboro, but being from Charlotte, it doesn't compare in terms of like the downtown areas and in terms of the range of different activities you can do. I try to go to back to Charlotte at least once every 2 months, and whenever I go back, it's like something new is being built, something
I mean,
else is being
there
developed.
there are new things being built in Greensboro. There's development in Greensboro.
For
People
sure,
just don't want to see it.
for sure.
People don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Greensboro, I mean, it's growing. It's on the up. It's
yeah.
like the Tanger Center was just
Hmm.
built like 2 years ago, and it's they have a bunch of different shows there. It's a main attraction.
Yeah,
It's great for all the businesses downtown when they have a show
got you. Yeah,
like
that's true.
Lion King or whatever that comes to town.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying though. It's not everyone's first choice city to be
yeah,
in. And I don't know, I think a big reason we appreciate it more is also because like we're older. We're young,
Yeah.
but like we're not an undergrad, so we
True.
don't always need to be. We don't always have the desire to like go out all the time, go out and go to frat parties, go out, go bar hopping. We don't have that desire all the time, even though those amenities are literally right down the street.
Yeah.
I think we value and desire different things. And
Yeah.
like Greensboro is a perfect city for someone that's um, in their late 20s, early 30s. It's definitely an older vibe. You know,
Dang, it's not about the age you ready to settle down.
yeah,
But
exactly.
I mean, even when I think about, my undergrad experience, left Charlotte to go to Chapel Hill for undergrad. At first, Chapel Hill, I was like, this is a small town vibe. I don't know if I'm really going to get used to it, but I think it's really the people that you meet
Yeah,
in these cities that make your experience
yeah,
great. And I think as I grew over the 4 years in Chapel Hill, I definitely came to appreciate the town. And I think with Greensboro, that's the same thing has happened.
yeah,
Even though there's not necessarily the same range of maybe events or venues to attend, you can still make the most out of your
yeah,
experience here. I think one thing that was a big struggle for me coming here to Greensboro was making new friends or finding a community, especially since I was in grad school where there's a smaller cohort
yeah.
and the pandemic hit us.
Exactly,
So it was
exactly.
not only was it hard to get into, the social life on campus, it was hard to branch out outside of that
Yeah,
and meet new people.
yeah. You want to tell people how you made the decision to go to UNC instead of other schools? Well, what was your top two? Carolina and State, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how did you? Can you remind me how you made that decision?
Bro, you remember very clearly. This is a rhetorical question, but
I remember. They don't know. I want you to tell them.
that's true. That's true. They say the key to a man's heart is through his stomach. And I had
I've never heard that
campus
before.
tours. Yes, you have. I hope you have. You better hope your future wife has. Anyways, they say that, well, I said the phrase, but anyways, I had two campus tours on the same day at UNC and State. I went to State first, and it was cool seeing all those bricks on campus. But then I came to Chapel Hill, and not only did I get to see bricks, but they gave me a free voucher to the dining hall. And I ate to my heart's satisfaction, and just weighing up all the different factors, your tuition, cost of attendance, location. I was like, they practically the same. But the main difference is that Chapel Hill took care of me. You know what I'm saying? So
See,
that's
like
what it
college
came
is
down to.
college is supposed to be like for some people, it's supposed to be like a very big decision they have to make and something they have to think a lot about.
Yeah,
So let me. So you didn't consider tuition. You
I
didn't
did.
consider.
I did. I just said that.
Well, you said they were all the same,
Yeah, yeah.
but your decision wasn't like I was gonna say. Your decision wasn't based on tuition.
Okay.
It wasn't based on prestige.
Okay.
It wasn't based on student body demographics. It wasn't based on the campus.
True, true.
It wasn't based on the quality of education.
Yeah.
It was merely because one decided to feed you and the other didn't.
You're right. You got it.
And how did you explain that to your parents?
Oh, they didn't ask.
Did,
I mean, my dad wanted me to go to Carolina, so he wasn't asking any questions. I'm pretty sure if State had done the opposite and fed me instead of Chapel Hill, he would have been asking
so
questions.
what if both schools offered you a voucher to eat at the dining
And it
hall?
would have been
State has
difficult
a good
then.
dining hall.
It would have been difficult. I'm telling y'all.
So what would have been the next
I don't
criteria?
know, man. I would have had to phone a friend for that one. Well, what ultimately, I mean, I think you talked about, you've been here for the past 6 years, but I don't know what ultimately brought you here, What
Yeah.
ultimately brought you to Greensboro?
Oh man. So I mean, I wanted to go to Carolina from Chapel Hill, but I think what brought me to Greensboro is because, well, okay, we'll start with the academics. I think I wanted to major. Okay, it was cheap. That was a big reason. Tuition was relatively cheaper than the other schools I would
Okay.
have gone to. They has their business school. It's very tailored for you to get a job, and it's very tailored to have a job around the area as well. And I wanted to go to like a business school where I felt like there was a great pipeline to getting a job, and I think the Bryan School does that. Even though I was an economics major, which just happened to be in the school and not related to business whatsoever. Um, and probably the most important reason, I was a man. I got a position to be the manager of the men's basketball team. One of my friends, Parker, he had an uncle that knew Coach Wes Miller at the time. Shot him an email saying, "Hey, one of my uh, one of my one of my nephew's son or one of my nephew's friends wants to be a manager. He's interested in." They told me to drove up one day to come to a practice, gave me some gear, and then gave me the rundown. And next thing you know, I became a manager, and that was a big reason. And I think coming out of high school, playing basketball 4 years, I don't know. I guess I just had some unrealistic fantasy thinking that I was going to be able to walk on and I was going to be one of those managers that got a scholarship to be on the team. That didn't happen, but that was a big reason that brought me here. I wanted to stay involved in basketball. I wanted to stay immersed in that
Gotcha.
world because I love basketball. I couldn't let it go. I
Yeah.
couldn't let it go, and being offered that managerial spot not only like lets me be around that, but I'm working for a Division 1 basketball team.
True.
I get to see the behind the scenes, and that was the first time we made the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2001. I want to say so. It was the first time in 17 years we made the tournament.
Oh, I think I remember seeing
Yeah,
UNCG
yeah,
in my
exactly.
NCAA
Yeah, it
bracket.
was against Gonzaga,
I
and
think I had them out in the first round. I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie.
we almost beat Gonzaga that year.
Yeah.
But I got to be a part of a historic team.
Yeah.
My first year there, we went. My first and only year there. Let me just say that we went to the NCAA tournament, and I had a great time. And ultimately, that was the reason. I really just wanted to stay involved in the basketball world, and I think after that, I realized, to keep being a manager, you have to love it. You have to want to be a manager or you see yourself having a career in coaching because that kind of job is something you have to be in if you want to build up your resume to eventually be a coach in basketball or just working in an organization. And keep in mind, like I was in class full time, but working maybe like 60 hours a week for the basketball team, always on call for people who wanted to get shots up and I had to rebound. And I was getting unpaid. I never got paid. Although, I mean, I got benefits like, meals and uh, got to travel with the team a couple of times and just free gear. But I wasn't paid. And, um, for someone to stay in that position, you have to really know deep down that you have a future in basketball, whether you want to coach or continue playing or whatever that may be. And I think that was important for me too, because then I realized as much as I love the sport, like I don't love it enough to want a career in it. And I
Yeah.
think that's when I decided I'm just going to solely focus on my academics. And
Makes sense.
that was a big transition year for me, believe it or not. It just, that's the reason I came to UNCG, but then it's also the reason that kind of shifted my whole perspective on life and what I wanted to focus on. So I mean, I'm thankful for it. And our that was a great time, and seeing Isaiah Miller rebounding for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Isaiah Miller,
He
man.
was in the NBA for a little bit.
Yeah.
Where's he at now? He's in Asia or Turkey playing
No, no,
ball.
no, no, dude. He's in the G League. He's
He's in the
playing
G
for.
League.
Yeah, he was on. He first started off his first year. He was on the Iowa Wolves, I think, the
Mm-hmm.
G League team, the
Yeah.
affiliate, and then he got caught up by the Trailblazers
Yeah.
summer. He was on the summer league team, and I think
Mm-hmm.
he got cut. I think on the last day that you have to make
Dang.
decisions. I mean, which
Yeah.
which is a which is indicative of how good he is because
Yeah.
if a team wanted to cut you, they would have done it earlier.
Yeah.
For him to have made the last round of cuts for like the NBA, fact check me on that. But but I think he's playing for the Jazz's G League team if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So he's still in the G League,
Yeah.
which is still a very competitive league and people
For
get
sure.
called up all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I
mean
mean, Theo
we don't
Pinson.
yeah
That's another
a
example from
Greensboro native.
Greensboro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Theo Pinson.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, we're the hoop state.
No, that's true. You
North
got
Carolina
Duke.
really is the
You
hoop
got
state.
you got UNC basketball. I mean, state from
Wake
time to time
Forest,
they competitive.
Wake
Wake
Forest.
Forest. Shout out Chris
I
Paul.
mean,
You know.
even then, not even like the colleges in the area. It's just the the like the intrigue, the the drama, the storylines, all the recruits that come in,
Mm-hmm.
and all the people that North Carolina has produced, like Jordan, Steph. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess we can claim Steph Curry.
We can definitely claim
Yeah,
him.
I
He's
mean, I
he's from the
think
four.
David West. I think he's from
Okay, yeah,
Raleigh.
yeah,
T.J. Warren,
yeah.
Brandon Ingram, Theo Pinson,
PJ,
PJ Hairston, PJ Tucker.
Tucker,
Okay, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
okay, yeah, PJ Tucker,
John Wall,
John Wall. Exactly. Like
yeah,
it's the hoop state. It's the hoop state for a reason.
for sure.
Yeah.
I heard even Embiid made his way through North Carolina at one point.
I don't think we can claim him.
No, I'm
I
joking. I'm making stuff up, That's what I do.
yeah, I
But
think if you did, North Carolina's haven't talked about him a lot,
yeah,
so
yeah, that's true.
we
That's
can't
true.
really claim him.
Yeah, but as my friend would say, like if you ever step foot in the area, he's from PG. If he's watching this, he
No.
knows who he is. If you step foot in PG, you from PG, so they claim you.
Yeah.
You step foot in North Carolina, we claim you.
Yeah.
Greatness comes out of here for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Then why you ain't staying here, man? I mean,
Oh
you're not
man.
necessarily in the business sector, but a lot of the work you're gonna be doing has to do with
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the economic development field.
Exactly.
Um, I mean, like I said, need a fresh start, and
Okay.
if I'm
Yeah.
not, if I'm leaving the best state in the country for business, I'm definitely going to top five um, state in the country for business, who in fact was number one last year.
Oh,
So
really?
so
And they dropped. They dropped.
I mean
How far did they drop?
rankings vary. Rankings
Yeah,
vary.
you said the top five, right?
I mean, bro, like you have CNBC doing it,
Uh-huh.
Business Magazine,
Okay,
uh,
okay.
Business Facilities,
There's
whatever.
like
Different
U.S.
people
Magazine
vary.
or something.
Yeah,
U.S.
like
News, I think they
there's
call
different
it.
people. It's just CNBC that said North Carolina was first.
Okay.
Do I agree? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because we are a business friendly state, and despite our politics, we seem to get businesses to come and we get shit done.
Got you.
It's bottom line.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, as you know, you're gonna be getting a big boy jobs, starting your career.
Something like that.
I'm planning on going back to school. We're both considered professionals, young professionals,
Yeah.
whether you want to call me old or not, since I'm closer to 30 now. But what do you feel like
How
is
old are
a
you again? No, I'm
challenge?
kidding.
Nah, we're
Okay.
not getting into all that. But what do you feel like is a challenge you're anticipating that you'll be facing, man?
Oh, me? Ooh, I think. Well, I think for me, and I guess for like all young professionals alike, I think a big problem we face is that we might be kind of, we might kind of feel like we need to rush things. We might feel like we're not where we're supposed to be at the moment. And I think a big reason is the pandemic too, because it slowed a lot of things down.
True.
So people may feel like they are behind in where they want to be. But I don't know. I think my biggest issue, and I think for young professionals too, is just to, you know, they just feel rushed. They feel like um, I've told you this before. Like you can't measure your success using someone else's ruler. And I think, by comparing yourself, seeing a LinkedIn post or like a post on social media about somebody bragging about a certain thing they do or that they did, I think it doesn't help us professionals because it makes us think that we're behind in life. It makes us think that we're not where we're supposed to be. And I mean, like, I face this issue a lot too. I feel like I'm not doing enough sometimes. But like, I went to grad school. So for my friends who came out of undergrad, who eventually started working full time and got big boy jobs, I spent the last 2 years of my life in school working part time here and then. So I didn't get a start in my career, even though I am furthering my education. I don't have that full time career experience. But I think you just have to realize that, well, you can't compare yourself to everyone. And we all life is a marathon, but we don't all start at the same starting spot.
Mm,
But the finish line is the same, even though the starting point is not the same for all of us. All of us have our own privileges, experiences to live off of, and I'm not faulting anyone for that, but it's just a fact. We don't all start the same line. There's nuances in life, and I think to compare where you are now to where somebody else is just disregards circumstances, and comparison is a thief of joy. And I think that's
Should I
not.
quote you on that?
Yeah, I think I just came up with that on the
Oh, okay,
spot.
okay.
But
Them gems.
yeah, but I think it's just that's just not for that just doesn't go for that's just not for people that are young professionals as well. That's just for our whole generation.
Okay.
That's just for all of life.
I
You
agree.
can't compare yourself. But to answer your question, and I kind of went on a tangent. Sorry. It's just
Why you apologizing,
no.
man?
It's just
Let it flow.
it's just we can't we. I think we all just tend to feel rushed, and the pandemic definitely has something to do with it. But just you're exactly where you need to be, and I think we all need to remember that where you are right now is where you everything you ever wanted and where you wanted to be at one point in your life. But we're not always gonna be complacent, right? So just remember, and I do
Who's
that.
we?
You say that a lot, but where you are today is where you wanted to be at some point in your life. So just remember that, and just do what you have to do.
Yeah,
Just keep going. Stay the course.
yeah. And
Stay
of
the
course,
course.
but it's easier said than done, man.
Of course.
I think a lot of people forget that Instagram is a tool
It's a
for
highlight
connecting
reel.
people.
Highlight reel.
But
Same with LinkedIn. And
yeah,
I use LinkedIn.
yeah.
So
But oftentimes we get absorbed in people's successes. We don't see people's failures. And then we think about our own failures and try to compare ourselves to others. But, one thing I've really realized this year is that I have to start being more selfish. I haven't told many people this, but I feel like,
selfish.
yeah, I haven't been selfish enough. And I'm not talking about with my meal
Oh,
preps,
so you want the whole cake and eat it too, huh?
something like that. You could say that. You could say that. But in
You-
terms of like really focusing
You're
on
gonna be
what my
selfish with the
goals
rent
are,
too?
nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. We don't get to money, man, but just really focus on my goals and what is best for myself in terms of relationships I have currently and relationships I'm trying to form. I think oftentimes in the past I've kind of freeload or maybe people are freeloaded off of me unintentionally or intentionally, but that's because I've allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
And I think I need to start realizing like if something is not benefiting me, even if I want to be a courteous person, that I need to make sure that I'm in more reciprocal relationships or doing more reciprocal activities. So that's something I think young professionals need to definitely focus on, especially myself, if we're looking to grow further, because you don't want to look back 10 years from now when you're in your mid 30s and starting a family like, dang, like
I
I
wish I
should
would
have
have done
done
that.
this or I
Yeah.
should have been more aggressive with this move. Um, yeah, I think in your 20s is the best time to live with no regrets. Take risks.
Yeah.
Man, this whole podcast is a risk in itself. I
Yeah.
don't know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna see.
Yeah. I mean, I would also say that another thing I would also say for young professionals is I guess just to remember that despite all of our differences, that most people want the same thing. We
Mm,
want stability, we want a good health, and we want to be happy. And you know, politics, our perspective on the world, beliefs, traditions, everything may differ.
yeah,
And I mean, I'm just speaking solely for the workforce too.
yeah,
And it's just like, you know, I want to say it's not because we always hear stories about workplace horrors and you know there's too many boomers on my job or whatever. People are doing this or treating me a certain way, and it's just like, yeah, those happen. Instances like that happen, but I don't think you should ever go into a workplace and like assume things.
hmm
I think what I'm trying to say is that don't don't. I think what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? You're
I
gonna cut
mean,
this part, but
no, no,
I meant like cut the part where I'm
yeah,
rambling.
yeah,
But I think what I'm trying to say is that the world is not as bad as it's being made out to seem. especially in the workplace. And I think, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was going
Well,
somewhere. I lost my thought.
well, you were talking
I lost my
about,
thought.
yeah, you were talking about, how when we look at the world, I think our perspective is based on the lens, how we perceive
Yeah.
others,
Yes. Yes.
instead of viewing it from our own lens, like what we can control.
Yeah.
We often focus on factors we can't control. I
Yeah.
think that's what you're going on at. And I don't know if you regathered your
Okay. I
thoughts,
think what I was
but
trying to say is you have to pay your dues.
mm,
I think that's another advice and another thing that I think clouds are understanding is that we want the success, but we forget that you kind of have to work hard for it. There'll be kids
ah,
that come out and say, "I want 100K to start," and I'm like,
yeah,
"Me too. I want
yeah,
100K." But
yeah.
it's like,
And we ain't talking about the movement.
and it's like, well, it would be it would be nice if people were just handing out 100K like that,
Yeah,
but you gotta work for it. I
yeah.
think I think our generation also kind of have gotten used to not paying the dues. They
Entitlement.
feel,
Call it
yeah,
as it
yeah.
is,
I'll say
man.
entitlement.
Yeah,
And that's obviously not everybody.
yeah.
That might not even be most people, but
Mm-hmm.
it does happen, and I think it clouds our judgment. It clouds our expectations. You know, it might force us to leave a good job that might not pay what we want
Mm-hmm.
because we think we deserve more. And yes, if you probably deserve more and you probably put in the work, but you have to nobody makes 100K off the bat unless you have connections.
Yeah,
Nobody makes 100K unless you have connections.
yeah.
Like I was telling you about that Twitch streamer Aiden Ross. Like somebody asked him like he's a millionaire, multimillionaire.
Yeah,
Somebody asked him, "What do you think the average American salary is?" He goes, 200K, and I'm like, okay, then I'm well below the
that's
average.
ridiculous,
I'm well
man.
below the average.
Well below,
Yeah,
man.
and it's like, yeah, we have to pay our dues. We have to start somewhere.
Uh-huh.
We have to work our way up. We just have to work, and we'll get there, and we'll get raises. The economy's bad. There's outrages about you know people not getting paid enough, and
That's
there's
true.
a great cause. Some jobs are severely underpaid,
Yeah.
but we can't come out and expect to make a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
from the start or expect a lot of great benefits.
Yeah.
I think we kind of forgot about that because once again, that just goes back to the whole social media spiel. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are only going to post their highlights. People who are already achieving that success for whatever reason, they're only bragging about that, posting about that, and then you think that you can just get that because they have it. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, just pay your dues. Pay your dues. That's a life lesson in its own. We've all paid our dues. We've all worked hard for something, and we wouldn't be where we are today without hard work. And
True.
I think that's another thing clouding young professionals is that they just they tend to get too caught up on the success rather than the journey, rather than the hard work. And you can't just go straight to the success. There's it. You have to work to get to the success, and it's I don't know. You would think it's common sense, but
True, true, true. Yeah, I want to ask you about success, man. Like, it seems like we have a distorted perception of success, but man, what is success to you? Before we
oof.
get to that, you talking about dues? Talking about book dues and too? Because I haven't paid all my dues if that's the
No, I
case.
meant dudes like you might have to start off as an intern. You might just have to go get the boss's coffee.
Ah,
You
fair
might
enough,
just
fair
have
enough,
to
fair
you might
enough.
just have to pay out of pocket for gas to go to work.
Uh-huh,
You
true,
might
true.
have to settle for a minimum wage job for the time being
Yeah.
if it's financially feasible for you.
Uh-huh.
You just have to make sacrifices like that
True.
Dreamville song. Like the Dreamville song. You gotta
Yes, sir.
you
Shout out
got
J. Cole,
yeah, you
man.
gotta make sacrifices,
Yes, sir.
But I'm sorry, what was your question?
No, I was asking about your perception of what should be our definition of success, man.
Well, I'm gonna give you the corny answer. Like everyone has their own relative
Yeah,
version
yeah,
of success. To me,
yeah. I need your
okay, for me,
definition.
for me, well, like you already know this, and you are too, I guess. We're both driven people.
Mm-hmm.
We both have different interests. For me, for me, success is when I no longer have to chase something. In terms of career and education. because like right now I'm about to get my master's degree and I'm about to get, a full-time job. And I mean, that's just I'm just scraping the ground there too.
Yeah.
Even though it's a big transition, it's a big deal. I'm still in terms of my professional growth and in terms of my professional career, I'm just scratching the surface. I have a
Hmm.
lot left to dig. I don't know what's in store. I could get a PhD if I
Yeah.
wanted to, which I talked to you about. I've somewhat considered, not really concrete, but to me, success is when I feel like, okay, it's not about the money, it's not about the acclaim or whatever.
Dang, for
I
real?
mean, it might not even be like, especially in my field, when you actually impact people,
Hmm.
that helps as well too. But it's just for me, success is when I can sit down at the end of the day and say, wow, like I've had a great career. There's nothing left for me to do, and I feel satisfied with myself. That's really it. And I don't know if that's just like a workaholic tendency, an ambitious tendency, but for me, it's not about how much money I made or what award I won. It's just about it's just about feeling at peace. Kind of corny.
Mm.
It's about feeling that I'm okay, that I don't need to chase, that I'm satisfied with myself and what I've done, that that I don't need to keep doing anymore. And
True, true.
that's really it. Just be satisfied. That's my version of success. Because if you are truly, because if you're not, to me, if you're not satisfied, then I think that makes you deep down. You know that you're probably not doing what you want to do. You
Mm.
know, if you always have that bit of doubt in you, that little thought in the back of your head, you probably know, there's something I still want to do.
Yeah.
There's still something I want to pursue. And I have those thoughts, those ambitions a lot.
True,
And
true.
once I get rid of them, whatever they are, whatever they may be, that's when I will say that I've been successful.
Got you. Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
What about you, man?
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you still,
Oh
man,
yeah.
because
Okay. Yeah,
you
go ahead.
you said that when you are at a point that you're not chasing anything anymore, you're successful. So I'm wondering, is success like intelligence where you can be smart enough at certain things and be intelligent? And the fact that you can be successful in different aspects of your life. Because like you're not chasing women, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're successful?
I was solely just saying. I was strictly talking about my career in education.
Oh, okay.
Of
My mind was
course,
somewhere else, I
of
guess. My mind
course,
was somewhere else.
of course,
Yeah.
I would like to have a family and wife and kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
with
no,
that being
I
said, that's
understand
success
that.
because you don't have to chase another wife.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's success. So you're right in that. But like you said, like about intelligence, there's always going to be smarter people,
Uh-huh.
more successful people. But
Yeah.
if you're successful to yourself,
Okay.
that's what matters.
Okay.
If you're
Okay.
successful to yourself, if you're at peace with yourself,
Yeah.
or at least in my sense, if I'm at peace with myself, if I'm if I feel as though that I've able to accomplish things that even if I don't accomplish a certain thing, it's about chasing it. It's about pursuing it.
Got you.
The fact that I even pursued something is like it's like saying, somebody might want to climb Mount Everest one day. They might get
Hmm.
halfway there and go back, but to them, the fact that they tried might be a humongous success to them.
Hmm.
It takes a lot of courage to do that, but I hope that makes sense.
No, it made perfect sense. I was just trying to give a concrete
Yeah,
example
yeah,
of what success could be in one aspect of your life,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But you asked me what my definition of success is. I think you summed it up perfectly with the word peace. Once you're at peace with what you are trying to accomplish in life, what you have accomplished in life, I think you should feel successful. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. But you mentioned money, how money may be a criteria for success for certain people, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the main criteria. Money is going to be a big factor,
I mean, yeah, of course,
especially here in America.
of course.
And as you're about to start this big boy job, I was wondering, how you gonna spend your first, K, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna spend your first
Mm,
K
my
out
first
in your new
K.
city,
I'm
man?
gonna put it in my savings account. That's what I'm gonna
Okay,
do.
okay.
But like how I'm actually gonna spend it.
Yeah, yeah. How you gonna invest that money,
Well, like
man?
I said, I'm in the market for a car.
Okay.
But that's probably gonna take a couple of months to do my
Yeah.
research on. My first K, I don't know, man. Like, you mean in terms of for leisure or for like necessities?
Man, let's just cut straight to the chase. How you gonna spend money on food?
I mean, I'm probably still going to meal prep.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
definitely gonna grocery shop.
Yeah,
Listen, as
yeah.
much as I love to eat out, I can't do that every day.
For sure, for
I can't do that
sure.
every day.
But it's gonna become a little bit more liberal, isn't it?
Ah, man, I don't know. I actually don't know, man, because
Uh,
I think I mean, yeah, I have more money.
yeah.
I think I'll get more food on
Fair enough.
occasions that I go out,
Fair
but the
enough.
frequencies wouldn't change.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna vary. It's gonna look like a
True, true.
they're gonna vary, but I mean,
We ain't gonna be relying on them Popeyes
oh
coupons no more.
man, I'm bringing them with me. What are you talking about?
They gonna get you new address and send you
Yeah,
some more,
I mean, they
man.
basically sent me coupons for my birthday because
Yeah,
they knew it was my birthday.
they blessed you.
Yeah, I'm probably the only one that uses them
Yeah.
consistently. But but yeah, man.
I mean, let's talk about your favorite fast food restaurant since we're on the topic right now,
Oh,
man.
come on,
Let's talk about it. You don't want to talk about it?
come on, come on.
I said your favorite.
I know what my favorite is. I'm saying come on because I know you know what
Oh
it is.
man. All right. Well, like you said earlier, they don't know.
It's McDonald's. Like, how could it not be McDonald's? People who like act like they're too good at eating McDonald's are like some of the worst people that I've ever met. And it's just like they're like, ew, you eat at McDonald's, their food isn't real. That's not even real tartar sauce. And it's like, and
Damn, they got fake tartar
I'm
sauce?
just like, and like, no, I don't eat at McDonald's because I think it's real food or
Yeah,
I think it's anabolic. I
yeah.
eat McDonald's because that shit tastes good to me.
That man using that word anabolic.
Yeah, like it's I don't know, like I just love McDonald's. Like
Yeah.
I can it's like that one
Dang, love is a strong word
yeah, it's
though.
like that one like I don't know, it's like that one X that you always go back to, you know?
It's
Like
comforting.
yeah, you can go out to I can, I'll have my little stint with Wendy's. I have my little stint with Burger King. I'll go to Cookout, Chick-fil-A, and then it's just like it doesn't hit the same. I
Mm,
always just end up going back to McDonald's.
fair
I don't know
enough.
why, and I think it has something to do with like when my family first came to the States, like the first fast food I had was McDonald's, and I love that shit. Like
Yeah.
it was my first taste of fast food, first taste of quite frankly American food. So it was like
Mm.
it was ingrained in me. But it's just I don't know. I like it. Like Chad Ochocinco, who used to play in the NFL, has a six pack. He's ripped as shit. He eats McDonald's like every day. He's in shape.
True,
That just
true.
goes to
I've
show
seen that.
you can eat whatever you want if you're disciplined and you still work out and you eat healthy for the most part.
True, true.
They need to give me a sponsorship deal or something. And
The
I
way you
know,
chatting, man,
yeah, like
they really need to give you
I
that
will
sponsorship.
I will die on the McDonald's hill. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're one of the few organizations that they could ask me to go to war. I don't even have to ask why. I would just sign me up, please.
Man, I feel like some people think you clowning like Ronald McDonald right now,
No,
but
I'm
he's
so
being serious.
serious.
He's being
Please,
serious.
please attest to
Yeah,
the people.
yeah. I mean, I had McDonald's earlier today. I can't even lie, and their fries are
He
some of
didn't
the
even invite
best.
me.
I was at work.
So
Come on,
fake.
bro. We work at
I
different
was at
locations.
work.
Yeah, at home.
You could have picked
I
me
gotta go
up.
to the office. That's out the way, man. But yeah, they got some of the best fries, man. You know,
Some. They got the best
all right,
fries.
fair enough, fair enough. All right, what about who do you think has the best chicken sandwiches?
Popeyes.
Hands down, in terms of fast food,
If we're
hands
just
down.
saying, I mean, we're not counting like local
Nah,
chains.
nah.
What places have the best like chicken sandwiches?
Chick-fil-A
Burger King,
still,
McDonald's, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A still for me.
You're not saying that off camera though.
What you
You're
mean?
not saying that off camera. You're capping for the people.
Oh, I got you. I got you. You think I'm just adding a little bit of
Yeah,
diversity of
you
opinion,
just
man?
capping for the
There's
people.
enough diversity here, bruh. I don't got to switch up with the camera. Um, what about burgers? This one hard, huh?
That's the thing, bro. Like, I don't really eat burgers
Fair enough.
because
Fair
I
enough.
eat McChickens and
Okay.
filet of fish.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
I mean, quarter pounder is good.
Okay.
Oh, the Baconator is
The
good. The
Baconator. Okay,
Baconator
we
is
can agree
good.
on that. We can
We
agree on
can
that
agree on
one.
that. I mean,
Yes, sir.
a Whopper tastes like a
I
Whopper is
think
probably the healthiest burger you can get
really?
because it's just literally like it's just a big patty bun and like you don't even get cheese on the Whopper.
Oh, you're
You just
right.
gotta pay extra for it. It's just like patty,
Yeah.
lettuce, mayo, pickles,
Hmm.
onions, ketchup, mustard.
Then you know the recipe to the T, huh?
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's only like six things in there.
Got you. I
But
can't remember
yeah,
the
I mean, I
last
don't
time I
know.
had one.
I don't know. I can't rank fast food because I think it's just like my opinion could change like every week.
Okay, depending on your mood.
Yeah. I mean, I think all fast food is good. So,
I heard it here.
okay. I mean,
Uh,
I can't really rank them because I need all of them at once. I need,
oh, you need
I
a
need, I need
mukbang.
a whole mukbang and then I can decide. I can't decide when I don't have the samples on me
All
because
right.
it's just not, there's some sandwiches that I need to like bite into multiple times to
Yeah.
decide. So
Yeah.
I gotta have all of them on me.
Okay.
If you want to do
Okay.
that for the next,
Hey, if y'all want to see a mukbang, let us know. But
it'll
yeah,
just be me eating anyways.
yeah, he won't share. He won't share. But yeah, besides that, man, you're interested in fast food, but you're also interested in a certain team in London, man.
uh,
Certain team that caused our relationship, man. You saw me wearing that Pride of London shirt at the gym.
yeah.
Let's talk about Chelsea.
Where do we start, man?
Let's talk about the ownership. Got American owner now. What do you think
Who?
about Todd Bowley?
I mean, I think he came in as a stereotypical American who seemed like he didn't, excuse me, know what he was doing.
You said like Trump?
Yeah, I guess so. But he came in. I thought he was a knucklehead. He's probably asking if people could get traded. That's not, you don't get traded in soccer. Um, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. But he's been buying some promising young players,
Yeah, for sure.
structuring amorta
Amorta what?
amorta what? It's
Amortization.
amortization. He's amortizing.
There we
He's
go.
amortizing. Sorry, English is not my first language.
That's fair enough.
Amortization. So yeah, he's been amortizing players deals, structuring them like baseball and basketball contracts. And then the UEFA just came in and were like, okay, you can't do that because by doing that, by giving long-term deals, it's less money on paper that's on your balance sheet per year, which is absolutely brilliant on a business standpoint. And the fact that nobody's ever thought of that just goes to show how good of a businessman he is.
Yeah.
So now let's just hope that his strategy pays off and that players are promising. I mean, I've already written the season off. Like, I don't expect us to do any good. We might not finish top four. No, we're not finishing top four. But my all my hopes are on next season. All of our players coming back, and hopefully some dead weight that leaves. I'm hopeful than I was 2 weeks ago. I'll tell you that. And I
Fair
haven't been
enough.
hopeful
Fair
for a
enough.
while. I haven't been hopeful for a while, but things not performance wise. Everything but performance wise is picking
Hmm.
up. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
We are at the Pride of London for a reason.
for sure. For sure. And if y'all are wondering what we're talking about a soccer team in England.
This
And
is the
we,
part where everybody skips.
baby, baby, try to put things more into context. And like our team isn't doing too well this season, but we've seen some promising signings coming in, new players coming into our team that seem like they'll be there for many years to come. And we're hoping that by the end of the season, we'll start seeing better performances that'll lead into hopefully a title contending team. But being a sports fan, if y'all are a sports fan, if even if you're not, just being a fan of anything, there's a reason why you get behind a certain organization, certain show, certain team, and like we're Chelsea till we die, and I'm just wondering, bro, what got you behind Chelsea?
It was just my dad. I wasn't really a soccer fan, to be honest, growing up. I was a much bigger basketball fan.
Yeah.
I was a big NBA fan.
Hmm.
Um, and I remember watching the 2010 World Cup, and that was the year Shakira had the Waka Waka song.
Mm.
We had to sing that in middle school and
Huh?
in French class out of for some reason.
Huh?
Yeah, we sung that in French class. We were all like,
It ain't even French.
"Yeah, I know," but we sung it in French class
Oh, I gotta go talk to Orange County Schools real
to
quick.
Madam McMahon.
I gotta. Yeah,
Anyways,
that's questionable right there.
we sung it in French class, and that was like my first few memories of watching soccer. I remember watching for some reason. I remember my dad recording the Spain Netherlands final off of like a camera. I don't know why. It's like why.
Bootleg.
I mean, I don't know why he was recording it when he could have just watched it. But but when I started becoming a fan, really was in 2014.
Yeah.
Um, when
Oh, so you missed the first Champions League.
um, no, I remember I watched. I was watching Chelsea games with my dad,
Okay,
but I
okay.
was just like casually watching because he was watching.
Got you.
So I saw the Champions League final and everything.
Yeah.
But the year I started actively, the year I would say that I became a fan, where I consistently watched the Premier League week in, week out, followed every soccer tournament.
Yeah.
Actually, it might have been the Confederations Cup. That's when it started. But
Okay.
then in 2014, that's when my love for soccer. That's when my love for soccer took over basketball. That's when I stopped being a basketball fan. Not even that I don't even like basketball anymore, but I just stopped becoming a fan. Like, and
That's interesting.
that's
Yeah.
it's another conversation in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, um, 2014 got me into it. I'm a hater. I don't like seeing. I push my own agendas against certain players. I love seeing Brazil get a smack 7-1.
Okay,
That
okay.
made me happy. And after that, I think I would say I became a real Chelsea fan, and yeah, that's what got me into it. But mostly my dad, watching games with him, really.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, for me, it was simply seeing players like Michael Essien, who's Ghanaian, join the team, and then my favorite player of all time, Didier Drogba, another African who's from Ivory Coast,
Yeah.
joined the team, helped us win our first Champions League final. Just a club legend, and yeah, I've just been supporting them ever since. But fandom is like one of those things that's very hard to explain. It's just when you do see another fan, it's like
You get it.
you knew them already. It's like
Yeah.
y'all have met
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
even though y'all don't come from the
I
same
feel like,
family,
especially in
same
soccer too.
communities, nothing like
Yeah.
that. It's
And I feel
interesting.
like in soccer, it's hard. I think it's hard to bandwagon on soccer, if you ask me, because
Mm.
it's like,
Unless you're a City fan.
I mean, they don't have fans, so. But I mean, you met that one dude at your church that was a City fan, right?
Yeah, I know a couple others. I know a couple others. That's a
Why
funny
did y'all
thing.
fire Tuchel? But yeah, I hope he doesn't watch this. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to be a bandwagon in soccer because like every team suffers in soccer.
Yeah.
There's not one team that just dominates all the time. At least that's how I view it.
Okay.
It's just like somebody could say they're a Golden State Warriors fan. You're like, oh, he's a bandwagon. Or
Yeah.
like all the LeBron fans that we have. Let's be honest, like people aren't really fans of the Cavs. People weren't really fans of the Miami Heat. They were just
True.
fans of
True.
LeBron.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to pick up on that. But in soccer, like you gotta like to be a fan of a team. Like a really good team can't just like pick up fans like that. I feel like there just has to be more. There has to be genuine interest, intrigue in the culture, atmosphere, players. I think it takes a lot more to become a fan of soccer than any other professional sports. I mean, just in my opinion, like soccer to me is it's the best football. Excuse me. It's the beautiful game. It's the beautiful game. It's I feel bad for people who don't like it because they don't understand the beauty in it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand why it's called the beautiful game. They don't understand that it's a universal game. It's a game that breaks language barriers, that breaks political barriers, and that brings everyone together. That like it's the only game in the world where you can go anywhere in the world and everybody knows the exact same rules because they're all the same. You don't have to explain to someone who doesn't speak the same language as you what an offsides is. But if it's an offsides in American football, yeah, you're gonna have to do some talking. But it's just like everyone knows how to play, everyone knows the game. It's
Yeah.
simple. It's simple, and it brings people together like no
Yeah.
other sport. I just if you're not a soccer fan, I genuinely feel bad for you because you're missing out on a lot. And then you always have those people that are a fan when the World Cup comes around.
That's true. That is
You
true.
know,
I mean, I think we all started there at one point,
yeah,
but it's like, do you continue watching the sport afterward?
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
another
No,
question.
but like these people act like they know what's going on,
Ah, yeah.
like bandwagoning.
Like your boy
But
Edward
yeah,
So.
of course. Yeah, but I mean, no, it's the beautiful game. It
hmm
is.
Yeah. I think there's three things that I can say will bring people together: food, music, and the beautiful game,
The
soccer
beautiful
or
game.
football, whatever you want to
Jogo
call it.
bonito.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain to you. I don't know how to explain to someone who doesn't like soccer that they should.
Yeah. It's either you get it or you don't,
You
right?
either get it or you don't. It's
Fair enough.
there was a certain point in my life for so long I didn't understand the beauty in it.
Yeah.
But there's just something about your team scoring, and especially your country scoring an important
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Just think about that. Like, imagine representing your country in a World Cup
True.
on the biggest stage of them all, like where billions of people are watching you from
hmm
TV and in the stands, and you make your country proud. Like, I'm sorry, it's a big deal to make the World Cup roster.
Yeah.
It's just you don't get that same pridefulness and same sense of joy in other sports.
Yeah.
Like America dominates basketball for now, and it's just like no one is dying to play for Team USA.
hmm
No one's dying to play for Team USA. And I mean, I think that's another reason I think, the United States women's soccer team, like so many people love them, is that people want to play on the United States women's soccer team. They want to represent and they make our country proud. They have what, 4 World Cups?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we have a consistent top 5, top 2 women's football team in the world. Yet no one gives them the attention they deserve
hmm
because it's a sport that nobody wants to watch in America, even though they're probably one of the most dominant sports teams in
True.
America.
True.
Like people need to get over that soccer is boring hump and just open up their eyes.
Yeah. So, you've been to a game, Chelsea game before in London.
Yeah.
You think you're going anytime soon back to London, or you have any other travel spots in mind?
I mean, yeah, like I got to go to a Chelsea game when I studied abroad there during COVID. Well, study abroad happened before COVID. I had to leave because of
Yeah.
it. I mean, it was nice, to check that off my bucket list because I think, you know, like for a lot of people too, it's something they want to do before they die, and
hmm
I got to do that, so I'm really grateful for that. I mean, I would love to go to London again, but depends on time and money. It's an expensive city. Planning for Europe, you can't just out of the blue book a flight. You got to actually plan that.
Yeah.
I could book a flight domestically out of the blue for a weekend trip, whatever, but I can't do that with Europe,
Fair enough.
So, I mean, in March, um, I'm going to Seattle and Portland,
Yes,
going up the
sir.
Pacific Northwest. I've been to Vancouver before, but I've never been to Seattle or Portland,
hmm
and for me, I think any traveling I do in the near future is going to be places that I've never been to, places I want to experience,
Got you.
places where I go to and I feel like this is different than home,
hmm
where I feel like I'm genuinely in a different geographical and social area, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Summer, like I can go to Virginia, I can go to Richmond, I can go to DC and be like, this doesn't feel like I left
I got
North
you.
Carolina. But if I went to like Texas, California, or Pacific Northwest, it felt like I went somewhere completely different.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. Just explore new places, Even in the US, like domestically,
Hmm.
So much
So
to
many
see.
places.
So much to see. And like a life goal of mine is to visit all 50 states.
Woo!
I think I told you that.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm about to add
that's
two more to my
true.
list. So two more down, and maybe what, like,
How many states you feel like you've hit up so far?
let's see. I'll count them out. Like
Nah, we don't need all that unless you really want to do it.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Georgia, New York, Philadelphia, Massachusetts, Illinois, Alabama, Texas, California, Colorado. What is that?
That's 12. No, that's 13.
13.
Yeah,
I definitely. Did I say New York already?
yeah.
Mm, 13. So I'll be at 15. I
Okay.
think 35 more after
Yeah,
that. Oh, wait, no, I've been to Detroit. So
that's
14.
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan,
Okay.
14. Uh, hmm, yeah. So
Yeah. So 15 of out of 50 states, that's already over 20%. That's a pretty good rate.
the hard
Probably
one,
done more traveling than most Americans.
the hard ones are going to be Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah. The non-mainland
Yeah, I can't.
states. Makes sense, makes
States.
sense. Stop, stop. That's a whole nother conversation.
uh,
I went to Puerto Rico last summer and I
yeah.
kept calling it a country and people kept reminding me it's a territory.
Which kind of
Uh,
sounds awful. Like, nah, they aren't a country. They're our territory. Like,
yeah.
okay,
But
all right.
you know, America, they love to own things. Love to get our hands involved in
We
a
watched
lot
a
of
video
things.
yesterday that said one of the reasons why you should not move to America is that Americans are socially isolated,
Yeah.
which, and the dude explained most Americans have not been out of the country. That's what he said, right?
Yeah,
Something like
that is so
that.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy considering that different parts of America feel like different
Hmm.
countries, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, like Americans, I think we're just gonna go on like some anti-American rant. I mean, we're immigrants, so you know we've seen, we know how life is different in America,
True,
so we
true.
understand the nuances of it. And I don't know, America. Like I said, what I told you before, Americans are the only people that go to a foreign country and think that natives are foreigners.
Bro, it's wild,
It's
man.
crazy. Like it's like they're the only people I feel like that go to a different country and expect people to accommodate them
Yeah.
when they're in other people's country.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I told you about an example where this girl I know, she went to South America for at least half a year
Mm.
and was complaining about their cuisine, saying she wants fast food. And I'm
Yeah,
like, no one told you to pack your stuff and go live in another country. And if you were going to do that, you should have went there prepared, knowing that you weren't gonna have the same food you
or
have in
eat
the
the fast food
States.
in that country.
I suppose, but she got tired of it. It just shows that we do have a ethnocentric
Yeah,
mindset.
and also it's just like people who like say they're going to Mexico, but then they just go to a resort in Cancun, and it's like,
Yeah. So you really want to go to Mexico, Mexico?
I mean, I want to go to Mexico City, which you
Yeah,
know I've never been to Mexico, but I would feel like that's
got you.
more of a genuine experience
Oh, it will be.
than
It definitely will
Cancun.
be.
You
You also got to
know,
think about your safety now.
yeah, if you're not fearing for your life, then
What?
yeah, I mean,
Nah, say
I'm just
that, say
saying
that. If you're not
if
fearing for your life,
that's part of
what?
the journey. Like if I'm
Okay,
traveling to a country that's dangerous and I
okay.
don't feel like I'm in danger, am I
Yeah.
really in that country?
Wow.
I want that experience.
That's a hot
Okay, I'm
take.
not saying I want that experience, but I'm
That's a hot
saying
take.
that comes with that comes with I mean, if you come to America and you're not scared of being in a mass shooting, like if that thought's not in the back of your head, then you know what I mean. That's a danger that comes in America. I definitely did not articulate that thought very well,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Okay, okay.
You'll edit it out.
I don't know
You'll
about
figure it out.
that.
You'll figure it out. But I'm like I'm saying, this is the starting point, Kojo. This is where you're gonna edit it out. All right, cool. Like I was saying, yeah, like I mean, yeah. you can go to Cancun and not feel like you're in danger, but you're also not getting the experience. And I don't mean being in danger. I don't mean you should put yourself in danger. And God forbid, I don't want anything to happen to you. But I'm saying, of course, we know what's going on in Mexico. But it's like if I'm going to visit a country, I want to experience it genuinely. I want to, you know, go to the real genuine parts of a country, not some popular foreign resort.
Fair enough.
And if the real genuine parts of the country may be dangerous, that's not like, I mean, you're not just going to get robbed because you step foot in Mexico, even though there's a chance of it, or in any country that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I think it's just part of the experience, and America's not the safest country. So traveling comes with risk always, but
Yeah.
I much rather experience a genuine part of the country than go to some foreign resort where I'm surrounded by people like me, people from my country, where everyone's just speaking English. Like, why would I do that?
You want to immerse yourself in the culture.
Yeah, I want to immerse myself in the culture. Like, that's really, yeah, that's it.
And I think that's the greatest benefit to traveling internationally, also living with someone like you who comes from a different culture than me. And yeah, I really appreciate you being on this pod. I'm about to wrap things up here, but do you have any final notes you want to leave people with?
It was a pleasure to be here. Stay the course.
Yes, sir. Stay the course and look out for Rush Hour 4 coming later this year. No, I'm joking, but we hope you enjoyed this inaugural episode. Just want to wrap up by saying that future episodes will be a little bit more streamlined, talking about social topics and finding solutions to those social
Dang,
topics.
so I didn't give you any solutions.
I think you did give us a lot of solutions, especially in terms of navigating being a young professional. Hopefully that I can help people out there, even myself. I think I found some wisdom in what you said. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to hearing any feedback that y'all have. All right, this was Kojo, and this is That. Peace.